Good morning, everybody. Broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We're going live here, and the United States, you guys changed time zones last week, and we didn't change. So down here, it's 8 o'clock. Mexico isn't going to change time zones anymore. So we might miss some people, like James and Rena may not show up, or that girl. It's 8 o'clock in the morning down here. Usually we go on at 9 o'clock in the morning in Mazatlan. That's 10 o'clock in the morning in the Chapala, San Antonio, Ajijic area. But good morning, everyone. We got Kevin in the house, and you're down here in Mazatlan having fun exploring and hitting the beaches right on with your bad self. And Kim wasn't sure what time we were going to go live this morning. Now you know we're going live all through daylight savings time in the United States. We'll be going live at 10 a.m. Central Time. That is Chicago time. Dan Mack checking in from German Village, which is like in Columbus, Ohio. And Thomas is in the house. Even Katrina the Maker is in the house. Tim Olson. And Miriam lives right down the street. Poor Miriam, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning down here. Usually for Miriam and me and that girl, right now, we go live at 9 o'clock. Woohoo! And Jack Webb is in the house. Are you at the hospital, Jack Webb, or are you at home? But anyway, thank you everyone for showing up this morning. We have a lot of info to share with you this morning. Oh, Don Cole is in the house from Coronado in Panama. That girl be getting around. She thinks so. She speaks is in the house. Right on. Good morning to you. We have a lot going on this morning. We got, you're in the ER. Why? I hope Jack Webb, I hope everybody stays well just for an hour so that you can enjoy the broadcast. Dr. John is in the house. And I was wondering if this would be okay, because for you people in the United States, this should be the same time as always, because I adapted to the time change in the United States, though we don't do that in Mexico anymore. No more time change for us. And here's looking at you, William Mustache Stone Man in the house. So happy to see some people showing up this morning. We have a lot going on. Put up Elizabeth Acker. Ola from Nova Scotia. What time is it over there? That's got to be like 4 hours and four. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon over there. Well, great to have you in the house, Elizabeth, and glad to see that you guys could show up this morning. And the internet was on all last night. The electricity didn't go out this morning at 10 minutes before the broadcast, and the cable company brought me a brand new modem this Monday, just about 6 days ago, and they actually connected my cable TV. I've been here about 8 months with no cable TV, and I don't watch TV. I probably won't watch it, but it's here. David Dupree in the house. Good morning, David. And VS is in the house. So glad Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time. Well, good for you. If you're happy, then I am happy. We got some historical moments for you this morning. We got some historical moments this morning. I've got some drone video clips. I put up 2 videos last week I put up, we went through that house with Katie Ibarra. Actually, she couldn't get into the session last week. So I put that video up last Sunday. Last Saturday, that house was for sale for $139,000, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. And the next day they dropped the price to $122,000. That's the price of a new car. But if you're interested in that house, you can contact Katie Ibarra. It's in the Chapala area. That's a pretty good bargain. Brian Maiden in the house. Good to see you as always, big fella. And oh yeah, it is chilly down here. It's a little bit chilly. It's not cold, but it's a little crisp here in Mazatlan in the mornings. But I got up at 4:30 this morning because I had to get some video clips together and get this time change thing all hooked up, make sure the internet's working, all that kind of stuff. So I've been up for quite a while. Denise Slade, hola, cuz, is still cold in Columbus. Well, that's why they have Mexico. You guys need to just rent a bus, and everybody, all 34 people that are in the house, just get on the bus and come on down here to Mexico, because a lot of places don't get cold. Okay. Oh, okay. So I put up a Stella in the house. Snowing. Ooh, it's still cold in Columbus. Stella's in the house. Snowing in Columbus, Ohio. Well, you just get a blanket and stay warm, girl. Hi, Patty and Brian Maiden. Everything much better this morning. Coming in 100% better. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you so much. The internet is good as we speak right now. Last week, I talked about medical cost differentials between the United States and Mexico. I put up and I went over 10 medical procedures and last week I only talked about top 5. In the video, I talked about the top 10. I'm moving on. I'm going to put up 2 more videos this week. Let's see what's going on. Kevin, walking in the early morning here in Mazatlan. It's fantastic. Been in shorts and a t-shirt the entire time. Good for you, Kevin. Enjoy. Mazatlan is totally enjoyable. And I'm planning my next trip. I tried to remember the name of the place where I'm going to. It's called Morelia, and it's right in the middle of Mexico. It's about a 10-hour bus ride. But I looked up, I'm going to fly there, and I never fly anywhere. But if you come to Mexico, you can get around very affordably on airplanes. And I can book a flight. It would be a 10-hour bus ride. And that bus ride one way would cost me about $40. Round trip would cost me about $80. It ends up, it costs about the same amount of money to fly there round trip. I was checking rates this morning, and for 1,600 pesos, which is $80, the same as a bus rate, I can go round trip. So I think I'm going to go live next Saturday. And if I can, I'm going to leave Mazatlan next Sunday morning, go to Morelia and spend a couple of days, probably 2 or 3 nights, check that place out and have some videos for you on that when I return. Or I might go one way and check out some of the larger cities in the area. It's time for me to get back on the road and just do what I'm supposed to be doing my job, which is traveling for my people. Uh-oh. What are people talking about now? Concordia. Did you take a bus to Concordia? If so, which bus line? No, to Concordia. That was a tour with Rob's Reina Del Mar bed and breakfast. And Concordia is only, it was about a 45-minute drive in the van. And I'm thinking you can go to the main bus station and get a nice bus to go to Concordia. Just look up, you can even type this in English. Main bus station, Mazatlan. And they probably leave about once an hour. Check it out and let us know how that goes. Javelina Flips, Annie, good morning, Bill and everyone. Is it 8 o'clock in the morning in Phoenix? Annie's planning her trip. She should be here very shortly, moving to Mazatlan. Woohoo! All kinds of people are moving to Mazatlan. And then people call me. People call me on the phone. I got some information about that. But I have a subscriber. Her name is Colleen Pace. She'll be here Tuesday of this week. Her and her husband. And I think they're going to stay at Reina Del Mar bed and breakfast. They'll be here Tuesday, but they were saying they were warned by Reina Del Mar bed and breakfast, a gentleman that works there by the name of Dale. And he said, do not take Uber or Didi's from the airport to the hotel you're going to, because they have conflicts down here. So I don't know. I'm sure you can take Uber or Didi's to the airport, but getting out of the airport. And Colleen specifically told me to tell you this. So there you go. What's going on now? Enjoyed your video about difference in medical costs. Very enlightening. Thank you very much, VS. That video was a dud. I only got about 130 hits on that in like 3 days. And I'm coming out. I was laying in bed, tossing and turning. I'm in bed last night, tossing and turning and thinking about videos. So this week I'm putting up 2 videos, and they're both going to be about finding dates in Mexico. And I got about 20 points on how to find a date. It doesn't matter if you're male or a female. And I think I can come up with 10 points for each video, because there are a lot of married people down here, a lot of couples that I know that live here, but there are so many single people. Like the lady that lives over here, she's single. She's 72. The lady that lives over here, she's single. She's 72 also. A woman that I went and picked up her guitar, her name is Kelsey. She's single. Anya's coming down here. She's single. There are a ton of people that in the back of their minds, they think maybe it's a Brian Maiden. You're going to watch that. You're going to watch that. I got some good ideas, because though I was connected with a woman for 8 years, prior to that, I was very active. And all of the women that I met, when I first got to Puerto Vallarta, Autumn Green is in-house. Hola, Autumn Green. But anyway, when I first got to Puerto Vallarta, I must say that I was a bar fly. There's a place in Old Town in Puerto Vallarta, and it's called the Gringo Bars. The real name of the place is Andales. And I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been there in probably 10 years, but 18 years ago, it was the place to be. Now I think it's turned into like a geriatrics bar. But back then, you had people of all ages. The music was jamming. And I worked a lot. But on Fridays and Saturdays, I'd go down to Andale's, the Gringo Bar, and see what and who was in there. But over time, I found out, and I should have found out this a lot earlier, because I thought that if you wanted to find someone to hook up with, you'd go to a bar. But of all of the acquaintances that I've had, I met, I was going through this. I'm in bed. I'm tossing and turning, thinking about how I'm going to do this video. And then I started thinking about the acquaintances I have made over the years with women, because I'm a straight guy. So, and I thought about 20, and it ends up I met none of those women in bars. Not one of those women did I meet in a bar. I met them all through just existing casually. And so I'm going to go in the 2 videos that I put up this week. I am going to go through many of those acquaintances that I created over like a 10, 12-year period of time. And I'm going to talk about the surprises, the upsides, the downsides. I mean, I met women from all over the world. I met women from South Africa, from Amsterdam, from Western Canada, from the United States. I met Mexican women, and I met not one of them in a bar. I met women from Chicago, and it was all good. It was all good. So let's get right to a historical moment here real quick. I only have 2 historical moments, only 2. And one thing that you may not know is the Mesoamericans figured out how to create chocolate beverages from the coca plant. Ancient Mesoamericans, because that's a tree, the coca tree. So you got to get those things that grow on the coca tree, and then you got to get the little beans out of them. They're almost like coffee beans, and you got to get those beans out, and then you have to dry them up, and then they're not sweet like Hershey bars. So they had to figure out how to do something with them so that they would be edible and tasty. And so we got to give all of this to the history of Mexico, and that chocolate idea, Nestle's, has spread all over the world thanks to the history of the Mesoamericans. And another historical moment for Mexico is this guy right here. He invented the color television. Miriam, let's remember to click the like button. Yeah, Miriam, thank you. Click that like button. Yeah, right on, Miriam. We have 46 people in house, 16 likes. Click that like button. Sure, why not? Jack Webb. So I've started roasting my own coffee and also coca beans. I make my wife an iced frappuccino with these items. Jack Webb, that man is so industrious. But here is a surprise history moment. And this guy right here, Guillermo Gonzalez Camarena, he developed the first concept for a color TV in 1940. I hope I got that right. In Mexico. He was an engineer. I have to look at my notes and see if he was born in 1940 or if that's when he got the first patent for a color TV. But the color TV came right out of Mexico. I try to share with you some historical tips because, now people are talking. You talk about chocolate. People light up when you start talking about chocolate. Okay. NVHT, and I believe he is in Korea. Cacao beans. The bitter drink was originally a medicinal cure for headaches. If the English school textbooks are accurate over here in Korea. Thank you so much. And I love the picture of the little capsule there. I guess that has like some cocoa bean in it for headaches. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So those are my historical items for the morning. What else is going on here? I got more. Also, I've been I have another client, another subscriber that her name is Maria, and her husband have been she's like Don Cole. She called me yesterday. She was in Chapala Ahihik. She lived in I forget where she lived for a long time before that. It was in South America. I believe that she and her husband are African Americans, but now they're in Honduras. And she was telling me all about Honduras and how it's illegal to have cars. I think that's an island. Help me out. But she was telling me all about that environment. There are so many places. There are so many wonderful places on the planet to live. I'm going to stick here in Mexico, I think. Anya gave up chocolate for Lent. I will be eating it for Easter in Mazatlan. Oh, are you Catholic? Whatever. Okay. Now. Oh, but I was contemplating my past also. And so I've been down here about 8 months. And hold on, here we go. And of course, there's me on the roof of the house that I used to live in, sending the drone up in Chapala in a gated community. And I really did not like the gated community. It was so sterile. I am enjoying Mazatlan, but look how beautiful the mountains were. Beautiful. The weather was nice, but I really just didn't like it. I have some more video clips also, but I'm really enjoying myself here in Mazatlan, but who knows where I will end up. Dr. John, I remember that Mexicans made cocoa milk and other chocolate drinks from very product called Ibarra. And like Katie Ibarra, Ibarra is an infamous name down here from one of the starting founders of Mexico. Their answer to Nestle's Quick. And when I lived in the Bay Area, I had a very wealthy girlfriend, and she only hung out with wealthy people. And we went over to the party. I don't know. I guess I was about 45 at the time. We went to a party. This young guy, he was like 23 years old. He had just bought a vineyard near where's the college in the Bay Area. It's the college, Santa Cruz. He had just bought a 60-acre vineyard. He's 23 years old, and we're having dinner, and he's buying everything. He's buying all the drinks, buying all the wine, everything. He was from Philadelphia. You know, oh, he's 23. He bought a vineyard, right? So somehow he started telling us about how his family got all of their money. And he said that half of the chocolate that comes into the United States went through his family. Half. That's just funny. I'm sorry. That's just hilarious. Okay. From Korea, we got a message coming in. I think the Europeans were the ones that added milk to the cocoa chocolate after bringing beans back home from South America. And that's why I love my people that come and visit here on Saturday mornings early, because they're so informed. And it's a pleasure to be with you guys every week. I learn so much. But I'm just having fun down here. And I remember Chapala. It was cool. But look at all that water. You have all those fishing boats. But you can't swim in the water. I never ate the fish, though the area was beautiful. The area was very affordable. I don't know if I would want to do that again. But look at all the beautiful mountains, and thank God I have a drone so I can share these images with you guys. Having fun is good, Miriam. And it was cool. It was cool. So, but I'm very happy not to be in Chapala anymore, because I love the beach. But I do have to show you this image. This is the Chapala Malecon, and all of those boats are fishing boats, and they sell a lot of fish to the local people. You walk through the streets of Chapala, they're selling fish, and the people are eating fish sandwiches out of the lake. Then they go to the hospital. And that is the Malecon in Chapala. It was cool. I enjoyed it, but now I'm enjoying something else. And I don't know where I'm going to end up. Mexico is so big. It's so vast. It's so beautiful. There are so many climates down here that you can enjoy. It's warming up, though I've got on all of this warm gear because I was up so early this morning. It's warming up here. I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was cold at night, never in the daytime. But in another month, it's going to be hot and humid. So you can live in Malacca, and you can be hot and humid. You can live in Puerto Vallarta. It's hot and humid. You can live here in the summertime. It's hot and humid. And all the Canadians, it's time for all the Canadians here to leave in about 1 month. I've never seen so many Canadians in all my life. I love Canadians, and I'm learning so much about Canadian culture. All these people are from different places, but this is for Canadians. For Canadians, Mazatlan is like going to Florida. Crapple, Dr. John got something to say. I'm waiting on my screen to catch up over here on this side. Here we go. Dr. John saying, do you swim in the ocean? I was struck by the lack of lifeguards at Mexican beaches. Has that changed? They have lifeguards. They're kind of spread out, and actually here in Mazatlan, you'll see many lifeguards. I think I even have a clip of one getting around. Here's a clip of a lifeguard. Uh-oh, let me turn that off. Turn off this comment right here and go back over here. Here we go. But you're going to see a cart right there. That is a lifeguard going to his post on the beach in that little cart right there. So they're kind of spread out. They have really high chairs. But I think for that whole area, I only saw one lifeguard stand. And the same was true in Puerto Vallarta. I think they had a few more lifeguards in Puerto Vallarta, so they are spread out. So it is dangerous. You can drown here, especially with the strong waves. Okay, here we go. Kevin, it depends on which beach you go to. Right. It definitely depends on the beach that you go to. If you go to Stone Island, I think they have more lifeguards there. I think over on the Gold Coast, they may have more lifeguards here. But here, 2 blocks away from I live, I rarely see lifeguards. And I think the lifeguards are called the same as the fire department, bomberos, something like that. So whatever. Here we go. Brian Maiden, when I was in Ajijic in September, I really enjoyed it. And I went to 3 Malecon. Every one of them offered something different. And that's so true. They all have different places to eat, different places to get beverages. We used to go in Chapala on the Malecon. They used to have these really strong alcoholic beverages. And they cost like 100 pesos. I think they were called micheladas. And they would pour in like a cup of vodka. Then they throw in some other type of stuff and fruits and vegetables. It was very tasty. And if you drank one of those, you would get a real buzz, okay? In Ajijic, I remember a certain taco stand that was only open on Sunday mornings, and the tacos were really different than the ones they had in Ajijic. And in Chapala, I knew where all of the tamale ladies were. They had tamale ladies who had their little carts of tamales. There were 3 of them. And, tamales were only like 75 cents for a tamale. But yeah, all of the Malecons were different for beverages, things to eat. And I remember one day we ran into this electricity guy. And this guy, well, imagine if this is like a box and it's got electrical wires coming out of it, and the guy spins it like this. And he gives you, imagine this pen right here is like a metal thingy, right? And he'd give you 2 of these, and then he would spin the thingy, and it sends an electrical charge through your body. And it's supposed to be good for you. Okay, whatever. But anyway, Chapala, all these places have their benefits. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Keith Hanna is in the house. Hola, everyone in the house. Foggy in Toronto this morning. Brother is flying out to right now. We'll have him come on down. Valle de Bravo, Guanajuato, and Cuernavaca are the best places I found to live in Mexico so far. Guanajuato, I want to go up there. Valle de Bravo. Okay, I'll have to check that out. With ideal temperatures year round. And of course, Zen Maiden has something to say also. Hey, Bill and everyone tuning in late. How about explaining about Amazon MX and how it's different than using it in the US? I understand you can use yours CC online from a foreign bank. Okay. I use both. I use Amazon US and I use Amazon Mexico. Because Crapo, Dr. John, thank you for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. This fruite. Thank you so much for your contributions. I'm very grateful. Yes, I am. Okay, let's go back up. I look Zen Maiden. Okay. I use both. Usually I'll log into Amazon US. But many times they'll say, well, that we don't ship to Mexico. Once they see my address, they'll say, we don't ship to Mexico. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't get it. That's when I sign into Amazon MX. And it'll be the same product, pretty much the same price. And they'll say, oh, we can get this to you in 2 days or in 3 days. And again, I've said it before, almost all my lighting systems, my camera, this microphone right here, what else? All of it came from Amazon. I forget where I got this Mac. I got another Mac over here, but all of it is from Amazon, and they're very good about shipping and getting the stuff to you in a matter of days. Sometimes you might have to wait 7 days depending on the product. T. Rezik. Hey, Bill, are earthquakes an issue in Mazatlan? I have never experienced an earthquake here in Mazatlan. I did experience a couple of earthquakes in Guadalajara. And maybe Dr. John has a comment on that because I know he spent a lot of time in med school in Guadalajara. Oh, I remember there was an earthquake in Guadalajara, and I was living with Teresa, and her family was in there, and they all ran out into the street. I wondered what they were doing, but I have not experienced that in Mazatlan. Dan Mack. The only advantage to being in German Village is Smitch Sausage House. And I say it all the time. If you're ever in Columbus, Ohio, go to German Village and go to Smitch Sausage House for some great German bratwurst, all that German. They've got it. It's all original by the Schmitz family. I used to eat lunch there frequently. Okay. Autumn Green, what's going on with Reina Del Mar bed and breakfast? Yes. I don't quite understand what's going on with Reina Del Mar. I don't know what happened, but Sherry did leave. And how do I say this? Robert, we went to this meet and greet dinner about 10 days ago, and we were walking there, and he just came up and pulled me to the side and says, well, like Sherry's not here anymore. It was almost like he had gone through a divorce or something like that. Well, but you know, people grow apart, and it happens in relationships, and businesses are relationships. So that's all I know. But Sherry's not there anymore. Dale, Robert's partner, is filling her shoes from what I understand. So whatever. Oh, wow. I felt small earthquake in September in Ahiheek. Okay. Yeah, the earth's moving, everybody. The earth is shaking up. The earth is shaking up. And the peso is down. I was talking about the peso being down. And Miriam emailed me, and she said, oh, I'm so happy that I live in a place where the economy is so strong. Oh, okay, fine. But when the peso starts going up, my rent starts doubling. I don't want that. But the peso is going down, and I'm very happy about that. Brian Maiden, La Dulce, La Dulce from Italy. Are you in Italy right now? Yes. Well, come on over. I've been to Italy. I was in Italy for a week. I love Italy. Dr. John, funny story about experienced Trembler de Tierra in Guadalajara. Was drunk at the time. We'll tell you full story in email sometime. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. I can't wait to get that email. Okay. I live in Italy, but moving to Mexico soon. Can't wait. Yes. Italy is so beautiful. I lived in northern Italy for 1 week, and the mountains there were just so beautiful, driving through up and down those little teeny tiny roads. And I wish I would have had more time to go to Venice, to go to Rome, all of those wonderful places. But I think my dollar will go a lot further here in Mexico until I get 2 million subscribers. And then maybe I'll go to Rome, take the drone, and make a video over there. Okie dokie. Bill, Big Mike. Did you start early today? Yes, Big Mike. We're going to start through. Oh, yeah. Now, this is the bad side. This is the bad side. This is the bad side, Mike, about Mexico. Mexico does not change for daylight savings time. So I start at 10 a.m. Central Time, Chicago time. So in Mexico, like, you notice that girl isn't here. I mean, she's usually here because I'm starting at 9 o'clock. She can do 9 o'clock, but I'm starting at 8 o'clock. James and Rena aren't here. So they're an hour behind us in Mazatlan. So for them, we usually start at 10 o'clock. They're in Central Time, Chicago time. But now with time change, whatever. So so Mike, yeah, we started early because we're starting at 10 a.m. Central Time, and I hope everyone can make it in the future. Okay, now. Okay. I live in a tiny town, Campania region. Ooh. Big Mike, why are you hoping the peso is going down? I'm selfish because when the peso goes down, my rent goes down. And I made an agreement with my landlord to pay $650 a month. And I wasn't thinking. I signed my contract in pesos, and that's 13,500 pesos. So I'm not paying dollars, I pay in pesos. So when the peso goes up last month, I paid like $780 instead of $650. That's okay. I can do it. It's not a problem, but I'd rather not. Okay. That's why. But the taxes and residency issues are horrible here. Reason for transferring residency to Mexico: I'm an American citizen. And when I was with my second wife, we had an Italian student, exchange student. Her name was Federica. And she lived with us for a year. She was brilliant. She was beautiful. She was a wonderful person to be around. And at the time, I was writing and illustrating children's books. She was a joy to be around. And I said, Frederica, can I move to Italy and do this? Write children's books and go to elementary schools and tell stories and make money like that? She said, no, you can't do that in Italy. The taxes will eat you up. And she didn't know if there would be a market for it. But now she lives in Turkey. I believe she lives in Istanbul, and she loves Turkey. Whatever. Early for Arizona because you guys don't change. But thank you for Anya for showing up. Jack Webb, now that Eastern time zone, big city of Hazard, is permanently daylight savings, but put my family 2 hours ahead of Chapala permanently. How'd they do that? Permanently? Really? Just in Hazard? You guys have to visit Hazard. I've been there. That's a story. Big Mike, when is a good time to withdraw money from the ATM? When the peso is high. Ooh, I tell you what, Big Mike, I go to this website. It's called Money Converter. Money Converter, and it'll tell you the value of the peso. Right now, the peso is valued just a little under 19 pesos for $1, just a little under that. So you want to withdraw dollars when that value is high, and you want to withdraw pesos when that value is high, because then you get more money for your dollar. That's how it works. Okay, here we go. Okay, will landlords accept rent in dollars? Would that be better? I have USA Bank, so I have to convert. Yeah, I have a USA Bank, but I just take my little bank card and go to the money machine, which is a Mexican bank, and they give me the money in pesos. Now, you can request, many money machines, you can request that they give you the money in dollars. But you have to be careful at the exchange rate that they're issuing. Because all those little money machines will have different rates. Oh, okay. So here I'm paying, I only paid dollars. I paid dollars for rent when I first moved to Puerto Vallarta 18 years ago. Then I moved to another place and lived there for 3 years. I paid them in dollars. So I'm going to say for the last 14 years, I have been paying rent in pesos and not dollars, but that's been good, because when I first got to Mexico, 10 pesos were worth $1. Now it's like 20 pesos are worth $1. So it was like all of a sudden your dollar was twice as valuable. And now it's kind of going the other way. So whatever. Kim J. Ladies living in Mazatlan. Are you loving Mazatlan? I spoke with an expat living there. She shared alarming viewpoints. I'm thinking she was trying to discourage me from moving there. Please share yours. Yes. Tell you what, Kim, here's what you do. Let me go over here. Go to banners. Come on now. Here you go. Email me here, bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. Email me your email, and anyone that wants to answer your question, I will forward their question and their email to you. But I tell you what, a new friend that I have, her name is, I'm not even going to say her name, but she's purchased 3 houses. She lives like 2 blocks from me. She's 75 years old. She boogie boards, and she's 75. She's attractive, and her and my neighbor right in this apartment right over here is 72, and they go to bars all the time. The one that owns 3 properties, she loves to dance. So there's this place here, and they play blues every Wednesday at 3:00, and the place is called Lucky Bastards. Should you ever want to go there, it's Lucky Bastards. They're in the Gold Zone, and they play blues every Wednesday at 3 p.m. And then there's this other place called La Katrina, which is like 3 blocks away from here. And it's a gringo bar. Both of those bars are gringo bars. And they have, music all the time. And those 2 ladies go to those places all the time. They love living in Mazatlan. So, now one of the ladies told me that they had a problem with some taxi drivers. So, it's like being a woman in being a single woman in Mazatlan is like being a single woman anywhere in the world. You got to watch your back, just like I have to watch my back. So you got to watch what time you're out, and are you by yourself? What's going on with the taxi driver? All that kind of stuff. Okay, now. Oh, the rate is $18.90 right now. Yes, it is. Kevin, FYI, my Airbnb host highly recommends Casa del Cambio, House of Change Express in the Golden Zone, I believe, to exchange money. He said they have the best rates and they speak English. Thank you very much, Kevin. What else is going on out here? Let's see. Big Mike. I was doing it the opposite. Thanks. That's funny. You guys are funny. Okay. Do you think almost anyone can learn Spanish if you move to Mexico? I tell you what. Let me turn off this banner here. I was talking to someone about learning Spanish just this week. I forget who it was. But we were talking about, and this was a Canadian or an American or something like that. And you can listen to Rosetta Stone. They got that other service for free on the internet. You can listen to that. You can read books. But what you really need to do is talk to people. You need regular questions and answers. And that doesn't have to be a Spaniard or a Mexican or somebody from Venezuelan. It can be another American or another Canadian, just as long as you're listening and speaking. But you have to do it regularly. It's like learning how to play guitar, learning how to play the flute. I was with a Mexican national woman for 8 years. She didn't speak English. So I had to speak Spanish all the time, even though I'd been studying Spanish since I was in 7th grade. When I first got to Mexico when I was 19, I'd been studying Spanish in college and high school and junior high. I couldn't speak any Spanish. I didn't understand anything. But after I lived with a Mexican family when I was 19 for 9 weeks, after about 4 or 5 weeks, I could understand. I could listen. So can anybody learn Spanish? Yeah, anybody can learn Spanish, but you have to practice. If you want to learn Photoshop, you have to practice. If you want to play the flute, you have to practice. If you want to play the guitar, you have to practice every day. And let me say this. In high school, I didn't play basketball in high school, but the basketball team at our high school, they were state champions for 2 years in a row. And the coach's name was Patrick Penn. He was about 3 foot tall, fat black guy, had a big afro, and he was the biology teacher too. And somehow he got these guys to win the AA tournament in Ohio 2 years in a row. And I said, Mr. Penn, I want to be on the team. I want to play basketball. And he says, okay, Bill Lewis, here's what you do. Practice every day for an hour. Yeah, and I didn't do it. But if I'd practiced basketball every day for an hour, I could have been on the basketball team. So that's the way it is with Spanish. If you practice every day, and it doesn't have to be with someone that was born in Mexico or Spain. If you practice just with anybody that is trying to learn like you are, and you start practicing your verbs and your nouns and all that, past tense, present tense, learn some slang like chismosa and stuff like that, you'll learn, and then you'll start to hear it. You have to learn to hear it and to understand it. But yeah, anybody can do it. Okie dokie. Now let me scroll up here and see what I'm missing. Let me scroll up. Okay. AA. How is accessibility there? Is it easy for wheelchairs to get around? If you're talking about Mazatlan, I'm going to say Mazatlan is much better than Ajijic Chapala. Ajijic is probably the worst place in the world for accessibility. Here in Mazatlan, it's much better because in Ajijic, they have a bunch of cobblestones. Same with Puerto Vallarta. But if you're living in El Centro in Mazatlan, most of that is flat with nice smooth concrete, and they have ramps, just like in the United States. Accessibility is going to change city by city depending on their budget and their interest in taking care of that. Kevin, that's a good idea, Big Mike. I refuse the first offered rate at Santander ATMs, and I usually get a better rate. Very good. Ramon, cambio. Don't ever cambio. We like you just the way you are. Thank you, Ramon. William Mustache Stoneman. I started learning Spanish 6 months ago here in the United States. And I think that is an excellent move, Mr. Stoneman, because you're living in Mexico and you're not going to be around Canadians and you're not going to be around English-speaking people all the time. That's a big mistake. For Kelsey's guitar, and I told you about the story about her guitar. I had to go to the bus station, and that wasn't the right bus station, and they had to tell me how to get to another bus station. At the regular bus station, none of the people that worked there spoke English. Nobody. I had to talk to like 10, 11 people. And then when I got to the bus station where her guitar was, nobody there spoke English. If you can speak, if you just know how to ask questions in Spanish, ¿qué es este? ¿Qué es este? Now, I forget where I was, but I think I was buying a bus ticket. So I was somewhere. I don't remember where I was. I was buying a bus ticket to somewhere, and the lady behind the counter, she was selling me the bus ticket, and she had a big computer screen. She didn't speak any English, but she could type in my English, and she used Google Translate or something like that and put my English in there. And And it was just, that's the way she did business. And I've said this before, but when I lived in Chapala, there was a guy who installed cable, and almost, I'm going to say half of his customers were English speaking people. And he had an app. There are many apps out there where you can put your phone in somebody's face and they can speak Spanish, and the app will transform their Spanish into English, and you just read it just like that. And that's how me and my ex-wife communicated for years. So there are many ways to get around it, many ways to learn, but there you go. Okay, let's see. But you got to practice. Practicing helps. Big Mike, Kevin, I go to Santander Bank also. I've been ripped off at Santander Bank 2 times. I'll never go again for big money. I'll never go to Santander Bank ever the freak again. Okay, I use Butterfly Spanish on YT for a solid foundation. She has helped me tremendously. And I have a list. I have a list of verbs that I study, because there are some weird verbs that are necessary to know. Do you have? ¿Tienes este? ¿Tienes leche? ¿Tienes cambio? ¿Necesitas cambio? I can get around with some Spanish, but also all the dialects are different. Okay, here we go. Da 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 da. I'm going through here. Ramon. Ramon. Thankfully, I'm fluent in Spanish, but if I don't have a taco or tortilla a day, it starts to fade. That's funny. It's predicted that November 2023, the dollar will strengthen against the peso. That's where Jack Webb, that is what I have read. And I hope that is what happens, because then my rent will go back down. Okay, Butterfly Spanish. Oh, that's true. Kevin, that's true. Yep, I think in Spanish, after living with that woman for all that time, okay, I think in Spanish, thank God, I walk around the house, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm thinking all that in Spanish, and it helps you to start thinking in Spanish. Practice, hook up with somebody that wants to learn Spanish too, and you can do it on the telephone. You can do it on a Zoom call. Hook up with somebody that wants to speak with you in Spanish for like 30 minutes a day. That's all you need. And do a Zoom call. Just practice and start thinking in Spanish. And now get this. There's this woman, they're building a house across the street, and the architect is a woman, and I think she's hot. So whenever I see her, hola. But I gave her my card. Now she's a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And I was looking over there at the construction site, wondering if I would see her. I was thinking about her. And all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing. Ding-ling-ling, ding-ling. She says, Memo. That's my name in Spanish, Memo. She says, it's Roxanne. How you doing? I haven't seen you in such a long time. She doesn't speak any English. So I have to talk to her all in Spanish. I'm telling you, man, study some Spanish. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay, Brian Maiden. Yes, Ajijic was at times difficult to walk around because of the cobblestone and holes in sidewalks and being very, very narrow. I'm going to say that Ajijic has the worst accessibility on the planet. Most of the streets are cobblestone. Most of the sidewalks are cobblestone. And the downside of Mexico is, okay, I'm on the 4th floor. I'm on the 4th floor right now. And there are places in Mexico, all over Mexico, where there's a 4-story drop. Let's say that this wall was not here, and there's nothing on the other side of that wall except a 4-story drop. Many places in Mexico don't put in a wall to protect you from that. You wait and see. You're going to come to Mexico. You're going to see big 3-foot holes in the middle of a road with no little orange cones or anything like that. It happens in Mexico. They try to make it better, but it happens. Yeah. Okay, AA, what are some must-haves to bring with you from Vancouver for a 6-month stay in Mazatlan? Must have. Well, it depends on what time of year you're coming. If you're coming in the winter, bring 3 hoodies. But other than that, must-haves. Just bring some cash. Bring some cash. And yeah, just bring your cash, have a place to stay, and you'll be fine. Bring your laptop. I got to have my laptop. Bring your cell phone. But other than that, I can't think of must-haves. Mexico will have everything. Yeah, you'll be fine. AA, you'll be fine. Must-haves. No, Miriam. The free app Google Translate is fantastic on your phone. Thank you so much. I use, and it's called, on my computer, it's called Translate Google. I use that all the freaking time. Yeah, it's great. Okay. We got Korea on the line here. Bring lots of toilet paper. Yeah, my bag's right over there, and it has toilet paper in it, because you never know when you got to go. It's not always a planned thing, and you can go. Yeah, always carry some toilet paper or some good durable paper towels. I prefer to carry paper towels because you never know. Hi, Skip. What's Skip talking about? There is much, much more Mexico that you will never imagine without exaggerating. As in the language, it's an idiosyncrasy, music, humor, mystical places. Yeah, and there's a lot of slang that I've learned. There's so much slang that I've learned just hanging out with Mexican people and speaking Spanish. This country. Could you elaborate? Oh, okay. So I was in Santander Bank. I put my card in. I took out $400 and no money came out of the machine. No money came out of the machine. So I immediately called my bank. And they said, okay, well, let us check into it. And my bank is in the United States. They checked it. I was there. I put my card in, asked for the money. No money came out of the machine, but they charged me $400. And Santander Bank said, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. Ooh, I want to cuss so bad. I'm ready to cuss. It did happen. They stole $400 of my money, and now it's in their bank right now. That happened like 2 years ago. I'll never go back there. Never, ever, ever. Okay, Skip. In different ways, Spanish has that you would never understand unless you are intelligent enough to realize things that are priceless in life. Not only what you can easily see, such as food or landscapes. For example, I've enjoyed American culture, plus mine, of course, and those things are priceless, and it makes a rich difference. Okay, Miriam. There's lots of toilet paper in Mazatlan. That's true. You can buy it when you get here, and it's less expensive than in Canada or the US. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to just carry some around with you. Carry some around with you. Ramon, I was born in Mexico, but after 63 years in the US, I think in English. So when I speak Spanish, I actually translating in my head. So it's not as smooth as it could be. I understand exactly what you're talking about. You lost live video. Uh-oh. Everybody else have live video? Live video? Okay. I think I'm live. Okay, yeah, I was joking because Bill et al. Always say to bring toilet paper. Yeah, bring it. Katrina the Maker, how hot is Mazatlan in August? It's hot. It's not as hot as Jekyll Island, Georgia, but it's hot and humid. Like in August, I would never ever think about putting this on ever, ever, ever. I would be in here with the air conditioner on. And Mazatlan is like Puerto Vallarta. And in the summertime, that's when all the Canadians and Americans leave. You don't see hardly any Canadians or Americans in Puerto Vallarta in the summertime. Between April 15th and October 15th, they're all gone. And if you go outside at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there's nobody out on the streets. People don't go out in the daytime. I don't go out in the daytime. I stay here with my air conditioner turned on. So it gets really hot, but it's not bad. You got air conditioning. And I'm on the computer most of the time anyway. So, and my air conditioning has always been very good. Okay, William Stoneman. My biggest issue in Mexico are stairways that do not have any handrails. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You got these stairways with no handrails, and you can just fall off of there and boom, that's it. You got to be careful. Yeah, yes. William, yes, very much of a problem. No railings for me also. It's crazy. Okay, now let's see what else is going on. Okay, you guys. Oh, wow. We have Kim J. Annie, I have priced shipping my belongings and found the company I will use. It's expensive, but worth it to me. Okie dokie. I came down here with nothing. I have nothing. Hey, Bill, Semana Santa is coming in April. And of course, it's your first time. You will see how it is. No, Skip, I've been here 18 years. I did Semana Santa in Puerto Vallarta for 10 years. And that's when nobody that lives there leaves their house because it's a zoo. It is a total zoo. And everything that is usually normal and just really cool just goes crazy. That's like going outside for carnival. Yeah, yeah. And that's the same all over Mexico. Okay, haha. Let's see what's going on now. Haha. Thanks everyone for the toilet paper suggestions. Sounds like Houston heat. I turn into a bat in the summer and only come out when the sun. And that's the way it is down here. That's the way it is. Okay, Mazatlan. A zoo. Skip, a zoo is a zoo wherever you are. Okay, you guys. Well, okay, we have 60. We got 62. And thank him. Have a mover. Yeah. She has a mover. 28th is the moving date, but have some CO. Yeah, some people hire movers because they're so attached to the things that get them through life. Oh, okay. Okay, you guys. Well, we have 64 people in the house, 36 likes. Let's see what's she talking about. Various info about what I can bring. Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys. 63 people in the house, 36 likes. We've been going at it for 1 hour and 16 minutes, and we have a fair amount of people in the house, given that we went through a time change. And I want to thank everyone for showing up and joining each other, coming out with such great questions and comments, helping us out as a group. Anyone know of a Texas MX consulate that is easier to get an appointment for a temporary visa? Tell you what, La Dolce Vita. Oh, tell you what, contact my attorney, Albiro. Let me go in here first. Where is his go to here. Go to billthegeek.org and find Albiro's phone. His name is Albiro. Find his email address. He can get you appointments with consulates all over the country. He's very good at what he does. And Anya, thank you very much for contributing to the channel so I can make more trips and share with you guys the joys of living in Mexico. Thank you so much, Anya. And Dr. John also. Okay, it looks like as people are getting ready to jump off the ship here, but I do appreciate your contributions. AA, see you in Mazatlan in September. That's a great time to come. Moving CO gave list. Okay. And right here. Okay. Okay, very good. Grazie. You are very welcome. Okay. Okay, yeah, Kim, email me your email, and then I'll send that information to Anya. Anya uses WhatsApp, but we will get you all hooked up. Woo! Okay, you guys. Well, I'm all out of stuff for today. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Thanks for clicking the like button. Thank you for contributing to the channel. And I'm getting ready to click the end button because I can hardly talk now. So, Bill the Geek. Thank you, Miriam. Bye-bye, all of you. Love you all. Thanks so much for sharing time with us this morning, especially if you're in Mexico and you didn't go through time change. Sorry about the inconvenience. Ciao, ciao. Let me click this little thing over here. Not that. Let me click this. I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. Check out my 2 videos coming out this week. And thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. We'll ask what? Oh, Kimberly. You have a question, Kimberly? I don't have to go right now. I can wait. We'll ask next time. Okay. But I'm Bill the Geek, and this is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. Love you all. Check out my videos coming out this week about finding love in Mexico. Adios, amigos. Hasta luego.